get my
lying.
Wee.
Oh man, now I kind of want to do a Brack Show group costume for Dragon Con. That'd be pretty good.
That would be pretty good, actually.
Dibs on Zorak.
I'll be Brack.
Would the dad be a puppet,
Yeah, he's too small.
like a Muppet or something?
Yeah. Or, you know, we can find somebody short. That's cool.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah, we can have Woody be Moltar.
That's pretty good.
I could do that.
That's good. That's like really good, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that'll work.
I'm happy with that. Okay, so I have everything ready to go. Okay, here we go.
Let's do the thing.
If you'll do me a favor, sweetheart, and mute your mic while I'm doing this, because I get kind of loud when I do the... When we last left our heroes, you guys had been attempting to break into the Athenium archives and steal a book called The Thresholds of Truth. It was Zarmavdian of the Rose Guard's spellbook, and you were attempting to collect 4 of the Rose Guard artifacts so that you could open up the barrier to the 4th level of the Abomination Vaults. You had attempted to go to the library, and the librarian would not give you the book. So you decided, and then you met up with one of Giuseppe's old criminal buddies, and you guys decided to do a heist to steal the book. You snuck into the library, but then when you got into the part where the private archives were, you started falling to some traps and things got a little grim. Finally, you came to one room where there was a hallway where there was a mirror, and several copies of Brond got made that began attacking you guys. You finally took care of the mirrors, but were pretty beat up, and surprisingly, only Brond was able to enter the actual library. Everyone else, when they walked through the doorway, went into a fake library full of traps, and unfortunately, a very hungry mimic. In the attempt to try to show Brond what you were seeing, Kupiri grabbed a book, and it was a mimic, and it attacked the party, and you guys were too beat up. And just as you were about to fall, being defeated by the mimic, the head librarian walked in with a bunch of guards and demanded that you tell her where the money was that you stole. You guys were cuffed, and as you were escorted out of the private library, a minotaur who was aiding you by the name of Karm, who you guys were supposed to chloroform on your way out the door, was unconscious on the floor as you came out the room. You guys were put into a paddy wagon and taken to prison. In prison, you guys have languished. You have not felt good. It has not been a good situation. Oh wait, hold on. I need to start some music. Brink. Okay, there we go. However, you guys had encountered so many things in the previous session that you went ahead and leveled while you were laying in cells. Currently, you are fatigued and slightly damaged, but for the most part, you're okay. You've been fed some terrible, terrible food, and individually, you've been pulled out of your cells and interrogated. Evidently, as you communicate amongst yourselves, you learn that the bursar's office was robbed the same night that you guys were robbing the private archives. However, as the how truthful are you about what you were doing? Let's make that decision as a party.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is
I would have been going absolutely crazy in the cell
Yes.
and acting increasingly distanced, and would be absolutely advocating for us telling them everything to get the hell out of here.
and Brond has no problem telling them everything. I mean,
Right.
he's still just aggravated that we keep doing all these things for the town, and the town just keeps making it more and more difficult for us to help them out. But he's just gonna lay in the cot otherwise and just stare at the wall and sleep.
Ultimately, this is Giuseppe's fault. You know, your past comes back to haunt you. We've got to throw them all under the bus.
Me, Callie, Calliope. I'm just pretty much pissed at everybody and everything because I should not be sitting in this damn cell. Not happy.
So we all hate this fucking town, and we're getting the hell out of Dodge, right?
Honestly, I'm tired of this town. I'm
I
like, why
do
should we
want-
help you then?
I want to try some more places to eat and stuff, but I mean, then we go.
Oh, okay, fair.
Me, I'm fine. I don't
Are
mind
you?
just sitting around. Every time they interrogate me, I go into stories about something else that they have no idea what I'm talking about. And I've been talking to the any kind of reflective services, and no one else hears anything. Just me talking to be it a shaving mirror or like the piss pot in the where you can see a reflection. But they see me having conversations with reflective services.
Okay. So, do you tell them about your cohorts that were helping you with this thing?
I vote
I
yes.
do not. I do not.
I would absolutely, probably about halfway through, but I would absolutely, if we have individual decisions, by the time I was going stir crazy,
Yeah.
would absolutely tell them literally every detail and offer to somehow prove it using
Okay.
my magic.
Give me a perception check of some kind, Xandor.
For you, my name this week.
I appreciate the callback.
No,
Call forward?
Call me later.
Whoa.
Call me maybe.
What's going on here?
Oh, I haven't added.
Yeah, give me a token. Something being weird.
Okay, here you go. Here is a token. There you go.
I'm giving
Of
you
our
a secret chat.
appreciation.
Done.
Oh, okay. You are completely oblivious to anything that happens when you tell them this information.
Good for me.
After about 4 days of interrogation,
Oh.
they stop taking you to the interrogation room. You guys have no idea what's going on. You guys are just kind of languishing. It's getting pretty grim when suddenly the jail, it's been a week. The cell block door opens up, and Morbilant, Osif Menhems, and Vandy Banderdash are escorted by the guards into your cell area.
Wow,
Wait,
who's
they're-
running this town?
Like the communal space?
Yeah, well, you guys share like a bunch of different. You guys are sharing cells. It's not one person to a cell. This
Are they
isn't.
dressed- Like, are they dressed as prisoners, or how are they? Or does it appear they're coming to visit? Like, is it obvious?
Oh no, they're
in-
in their nice clothes. They're coming to find you. They walk up, and just so you know, Thandor, this is the mayor, the mage, and the cleric of the town where they're adventuring.
Oh, they're in a lot of trouble.
Sorry
Sorry about the chat. I was clicking on stuff.
No worries. So you're welcome. Yeah, don't worry. You fill up the chat all you want. No matter. So they come in and are frantic and are like, yes, that's them. That's them. And the guards are like, wait, what? These guys? And they're like, yes, these are the ones. And Vandy whips out a piece of paper and they sigh and they go and they begin to escort you guys out. They unlock the cells and let you out. You guys are escorted back to where your gear is. It is still covered in the blood from when you were almost murdered. But Vandy and Osif and Morbilent explain that they have negotiated your release and have used like the evidence of how you guys helped stop the blood tide where the lighthouse shone on the graveyard, and talked about how you guys defeated the green dragon, the baby green dragon that was under the town. Recently you helped purge a sacred relic crypt of a founder of the town, and eventually all their stories of your deeds did the trick, and they got permission to get you freed. Vandy kind of pulls you aside and is like, are you guys okay?
No.
No.
And I've also turned my skin kind of a pallid gray,
Okay.
like a mid-flit gray, slowly over the course of the week. And I'm just running up to them when we finally get to where we can get our stuff, and I'm just constantly looking down the hall or anywhere to get the hell out of here.
Okay. Well, you are being like, they're escorting you out. They get you your goods. And when you get, while you're getting escorted out, Osef explains, evidently they have figured out that you guys were double crossed, and they have figured out who it was that, did it. They're aware that you guys did not rob the bursar's office. And after we took the time to explain all the things that were going on over in Otari, they agreed to release the book in the hands of the mayor. And he is going to give you guys the book to take care of it. So as of now, you guys have 3 of the 4 relics that you need. You have the Kalian key. You have the Huntress's robe. And you have Zarmavdian's spell book, the Thresholds of Truth. There's only one thing you need left. That is the sword, the Rose Argentis. And I believe you had already gotten permission from Osef to borrow it from Vandy, correct?
Yes. Duh.
So, as you are being escorted out, there are a couple of carriages that have, and you recognize one of them as the mayoral carriage of Osef Menhem's, and there's another carriage for you guys, and up on the top of it is a driver and a kobold. This kobold's name is Thundercleese, and he is part of the reason why you guys are getting out of jail. He fesses up that he heard about you guys and the double cross because he had some contacts in town that heard about what happened. And as part of, he is on a quest right now that we won't go into that deep because I still want to toy with it a little bit, but heading over to Otari is part of his goal. And so he made sure to send word back to Otari when he found out what happened and got Osif and them to come and get you in exchange for all of you going back to Otari.
Well,
You guys head back and you have some time to talk.
Oh, wait a second. Before we leave,
Yeah.
I turned to one of the guards that have been patrolling the area where we were staying, and I said, now just so you'll remember, use a ginger root to help with the tummy problem. And good luck with the wife and the little baby. It's about to come out, and you just to make sure Joe's a good name. Giuseppe is even better. And but a good luck with that. And I hope to see you soon, but not in a prison garb. You or me, and you take a care.
The guard is honestly touched and says, Mr. DeMarco, thank you. Thank you. You've been an inspiration. You and your reflection inspire me.
That's what we're here for. Sorry you had to look into the piece of pot for that last bit of inspiration. But he gets a kind of chatty when you got to look down on him because he wants to feel all the hoppy puffy.
The guard thanks you, and actually he pulls some of his compatriots over to the side and is like, he blessed me. He blessed me. And you guys are escorted out to your carriages. Now, it's a 2-day ride back to Otari. And along the way, they actually switch out drivers, so you drive all night long. But you arrive back in Otari, and as you do, and I'm going to go ahead and activate the map. You guys are coming in the evening, and the first thing that you notice is that there are flames and smoke coming from the Dawnflower Library.
oh, good God.
Is it possible to do a quick thing on the ride over?
Oh, yes, you have 2 days to do it.
Okay, well,
It doesn't even be that quick.
take less than that. I'd like to go over to the kobold. Is he driving? Is the
No.
kobold taking?
He's a passenger.
Ship?
He actually comes down and joins you for some of the trip.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I come over and I've turned my skin back to a beautiful sea green, and I'm standing, and I reach in my backpack and ask the kobold to stand on the cab. Is there enough room to stand on this carriage?
Yeah, you're tiny.
I mean, I can stand on the seat. That's cool.
Okay, I also stand on the seat. And it's clear that I'm 6 inches taller. And it's almost like I'm awkwardly standing upright. So maybe I'm 7 inches taller. Anyway, none of this is relevant. I'm just pointing it out. I reach in my backpack and I take out there's an unusual object. I don't remember what it is, Wes. There's an object that I've been struggling for days to figure out what the hell it is.
Yeah.
Do you remember what the object is shown? You can probably see it deobfuscated. What is the general description of it again?
Okay, hold on. The one in your possession?
Yeah, it's in my backpack.
Okay, hold on.
Very phallic and splintery.
I'm gonna say you figure it out.
Well, I was gonna let the kobold make the roll. I was gonna be like, "What's this?
Oh, okay.
What to do?
What's this?"
And what's your quest?
What's
Which
this?
one is
What's
it?
this?
Now you've got the
look inside my backpack.
yeah, you've got the cloak of the huntress.
Yeah, but that's not in my backpack though.
Oh, in your backpack. Okay, hold on. Oh yeah.
Is the map in your
Okay, so he whips out this lantern. Okay. And
Whip this out.
and he
There's
ho-
a
and he
fucking
holds
lantern.
it in front of your face, and he says, "What is this?" And
That's my introduction.
I've put a little thing in chat that you can click that will do a skill check for that item.
I squint, and I squint a little bit harder, and I squint just a little bit harder. And
Another baby.
Okay.
He goes, "I have no idea what that is. It looks like a fish tank."
I am.
But there's no.
man,
Is there any fish in it?
No.
tell you what,
Y-
3 foot.
Can we
tall
get some fish?
Jesus. I'm gonna make my check on the ride over too.
Okay.
Because this is probably better for me. It's just driving me mad. So this is
Yes.
my check. Because I should be able to craft anything.
Okay. You also agree that this is a fish tank for the first
Oh, well,
day.
there you go. Problem
But then
solved.
you study it some more
Oh yeah.
because you've got 2 days to do this, and you still think it's a fish tank. Um,
Okay. Well, we figured this out. Thank God.
Listen, the question now is where are we going to get some fish to put in it? Because a fish tank without a fish is really just a punch bowl, and I'm also here for that. But
if anyone else would like to click that check, they can. You guys have a long time riding in the car.
I don't think I let anybody else look at it. I think we got to the bottom of it.
Do you want to let the kobold look at it one more time?
Oh yeah, the kobold can look at it twice. We'll be discussing about the
yeah.
No, the kobold, a calliope also agree. So far, everyone thinks that it is legitimately a fish tank.
It is legitimate. I don't know what you're talking about. Nobody else is looking. I'm not giving it to you.
I just want to say that every single one of you has critically failed at this.
Wow.
And if you rolled twice, you critically failed twice.
wow,
Wes.
are you?
That's impressive.
Fuck Foundry's dice.
So
Brond
you
is
have-
just the entire time like fuming over having sat in that, the jail for almost a week, and now we're been sprung so that we can go back and do more work for the town. He's just like
Yeah, I know.
mumbling to himself.
Yes, your alignment has switched resentful neutral.
Yes.
I'm with you. I'm thinking it's time for a little bit of R&R and screw the town.
So as you guys are riding into town, once again, Vandy Banderdash's library is on fire. And the carriages pick up speed and everyone heads down there. Okay, I'm gonna drag you down to the Dawnflower Library.
Well, sucks for them.
When you get there,
You may get time.
when you get there, the carriages pull up, everyone jumps out. Vandy is shouting at the clerics who are out there. So in addition to it being a library, Thandor, the Dawnflower Library has all the shrines for, the various deities and stuff like that.
Ooh, funsies.
So like this is one of like the things that this town is known for, this beautiful library on the beach. As a matter of fact, let me show you kind of what this looks like.
With that being said, I know you're pulling up an image, but like when we do get there, Brond is going to like jump out and start helping with the fire and whatnot, however he can. So
Okay.
I will roll my eyes and then, cast my water spells.
Okay, hold on.
Let me learn how to read.
I'm looking. Oh yeah, you do need to choose your languages too. I don't know if you did that.
I did.
Okay, good.
Or, well, I think I did. It gave me the 2, and then I had the bonus one for the thingy.
Let's see. Here. Okay, this is the view of Otari from the water. And over on the left there is the Dawnflower Library. Just so you know, Thandor, that thing in the back is called the Gauntlight. It is an old artifact of evil that has been inactive for a very long time and is now starting to do stuff.
Ooh, that sounds like fun.
Yes.
Blow it up.
So when you get over, I'm going to go ahead and activate the library.
Partly cloudy again. Nice day for a fire.
Mm-hmm.
Loading Dawnflower.
And my music went away. Oops. Hold on. Let me kill all that. Boop. You guys aren't
I
that.
think we need some fire music. Don't you?
I don't know if I have any fire music. Now that you mention it.
Prodigy.
Some Hailstorm's got a song about that. Metallica, that's there's options.
Let's see. Here's Vandy.
I'm gonna put the fires out. You made the fires worse. Worse or better?
Or better. Osef and
I can make the fires better.
Wait, there he is. There's more blend. Okay. You guys come running into the library, and the first thing that you notice is the rug in the middle of the room that is around this this main shrine to Sarenrae is on fire.
There's your problem.
Yes. It's kind of odd. But you also notice that these candles that are on this table in front of you that normally are lit, they're laying on the carpet over in front of the shrine.
Maybe we should put the candles out.
Does it look like the fire is I mean, it's on a stone floor, right? Is this fire? Is it the rug just burning, or is it? It obviously threatening to consume the library?
There is some furniture that, if it's not contained, could light fire, and then other things could happen. But for the most part, it's just the rug right now. Now it's burning pretty good, and this room is filling with smoke pretty quickly.
Yeah, I look at Calliope and do you have anything that could help us out here?
I can ray of frost it.
Fuck yeah. Works for everything else. Might as well try it here.
It really does. It's my I have frostbite now too. Would you like me to do frostbite?
Oh, whatever makes you happier.
Right? I know. It's very exciting. Okay, so let me see. Frostbite will freeze the target. And it'll take 2d4 cold damage. Okay. So can you give me a target?
I'm just going to say it works, and you do the frostbite on part of the carpet, and then you proceed to cantrip frostbolt, correct?
Well, actually, frostbite is a cantrip.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
I can go all day.
Yeah. So you guys work on getting the fire under control. You notice that a bunch of the acolytes and other librarians have been collecting like buckets of water and have brought them in and are helping you guys. And eventually you get the fire under control.
Yeah, I kind of just watch. I don't think I sort of
I'm
walk over
grumbling
here.
under my breath.
I mean, it's exciting.
I sort of do like my hands and like Oompa Loompa in a circle the whole time, but
Hey, at least it's exciting.
It is exciting. It's thrilling.
You did not expect a fire.
No.
Ooh.
So how did that? Wow. How'd your rug catch on fire?
Well, they rode with you, so they don't know.
Oh, I see. Yeah, nobody else. Are there no acolytes that were in here?
The acolytes are. So you're going to ask one of the acolytes what happened?
Yes.
They say we shut down the library for the night, and then when all of a sudden we saw some of the smoke coming from the library, and when we got here, the front door was open.
Oh.
Did you not lock the front door?
No, we definitely locked it. Everybody give me a blind perception check. Now, the way you're going to do this, Thandor, is you're going to pull up your character sheet.
Yeah.
And then you're going to click perception, but so over on the left side of the sheet, you'll see a die, and then next to it, you'll see perception check secret with the eyeball slash through. Click that.
Right.
I'm just going to do private GM roll.
I hate your dice.
They love you. Deep in your heart.
Hate them. Dear Lord.
I swore I said private GM and it didn't work. Sorry.
Giuseppe's the one that did it wrong. Clover's not.
What?
Oh,
What
It
I
was
did?
supposed to be a private GM role for
Oh,
perception.
secret. He's
Oh.
secret.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Private.
How do you
versus-
do that again?
You can click on your character sheet. You can click the eyeball next to
Oh,
perception,
it's secret.
or you
Yep.
can select secret. Secret is not private. Private is not.
Okay.
I don't know if I just rolled it way too many times or not at all.
You did not roll it at all, as a matter of
Oh.
fact. Did it not bring up the... Let me see if I... It should bring up the little box, and then you click the roll +9 at the bottom.
I
Yeah.
didn't see you put a roll in chat. I just rolled.
I know,
from
but
sheet.
in your on your character sheet with the little slash of the eyeball that says perception check secret,
Yeah, I got that part.
if you click
Oh,
that,
yeah.
it should pull up a perception check roll box.
Make sure your character sheet is not popped out.
Oh, well, that was probably the problem right there.
Yes,
'Cause it is
that is
very much popped out.
exactly what that's the problem, is that when you click things on popped out windows, it gets a little wonky.
Old mods.
So Xandor, you notice something interesting.
Oh, go on.
The sword
Watch out,
is
buddy.
the sword is not over the door, and the case that contains it is broken.
Well, sword's gone.
Sword's gone.
Sword's gone.
Word.
Yeah, I immediately pointed out. Well, that's probably what lit the fire.
So
And then it left.
so everybody turns and looks, and Vandy in particular is surprised. She looks over at Osef. She goes, "That thing was warded to hell and back."
We were in
maybe
jail.
not so much.
I mean, so clearly it went to hell, so we should probably work on that one.
Looks like someone made.
Mhm.
Looks like someone made it 2 trips.
What do we know about what do we know? Do I know anything from? It's probably not occultism, but would I know anything about the kind of power it would take to break the wards, or what those wards would likely have been?
I'm gonna pretend that you do. She had pointed out the wards to you before on one of your other visits. She had placed some pretty good stuff there, and
What did you say?
in general, no one would be able to break in and just casually steal it. Thundercleese, you notice
Yo.
something interesting though.
I do.
The
What's one of those?
glass on the case isn't broken in, it's broken out.
Oh. Hey, I think I don't think anybody went in after it, you guys. I think it it went on its own. Out.
What do we know about? Oh fuck.
So here's what you know about this sword. It is called the Rose Argentis. It was originally owned by Val Rajani, one of the Rose Guards who founded this town. And it is Carmen Rajani's heirloom. It was used in the play that you guys watched during the Founders Festival.
I remember that.
And Carmen and his daughter Amicia seemed visibly displeased about it being on stage.
Mm.
I never
Well-
trusted that guy. I'm gonna do I know anything about the creation or operation of sentient weapons? Or so I have this thing I picked up this level called Eclectic Obsession,
Mm-hmm.
which is my weird desire for stimulation that's led me to like recalling bizarre knowledge. So I can basically once a day get trained in any lore skill I want
Okay.
for 10 minutes.
Okay.
Or until I critically fail. So I would like to recall a bunch of encyclopedic knowledge about the Otari, the history of that sword, the Otari history, however specific you'll let me make it,
Okay.
and make a roll to see if there's any kind of apocryphal stories or tales about the sword being sentient or alive or intelligent in any way.
Okay. So the way we do this, remember, is you ask questions and I answer them. As long as you continue making your rolls, and I will subtract 2 from each subsequent roll.
Has the sword ever, in any of the tales of the history of the Rose Argentis, been known to act on its own free will?
Okay. And give me that beautiful, beautiful bean footage in the form
Do
of
recall
a recall knowledge check.
Beans.
See if I can roll.
You are pretty sure that there has never been a story about the weapon being intelligent.
How else could it move on its own? I say that. I've studied a lot. I've never heard any reason that sword could move on its own. Telekinesis? What do we know about magic?
Some kind of returning weapon to the air.
Vandy specifically says, it is nigh impossible to target the weapon in its case for a spell.
Let's look for glass. No, it would be doing nothing. There'd be no evidence. Well, it's gone.
Who has access to the case? I mean,
it's above the door, and it is usually sealed. Vandy is the only one who takes it out, and the only reason she usually takes it out is literally for that play you guys did 3 weeks ago.
Okay, hear me out. We've learned a lot about breaking into places over the last few weeks.
Have we, though?
I think we've learned how not.
I think there's room for more learning here.
Yeah, same.
Listen, I know a bunch. I can give you lessons.
I think that we need to. I don't know why I suspect Carmine Ajani. I think it's his weird palm gesture he does all the time to us.
Have we considered the thought that this thing may return to its rightful owner at their will?
Well, that would be them. So there's a blacksmith in town. This guy. Oh, look, there he is doing it again.
Wax on, wax off.
Clearly a villain.
Yep.
Well, I mean, if
excuse me, he's going to a Supreme song, "Stop in the Name of Love."
Yeah. But
he's about to break into "Bye Bye Bye."
Yeah. Could we? I mean, but could we? We need to. He's not going to tell us anything. I think we should use our growing proficiency at subterfuge to scope out his place tonight. I don't think there's a ton of magic in there.
At this,
we could detect magic and try it anyway.
At this point in time, the captain of the guard and his deputies show up at the door. This is Lardis Longsaddle. He is a little bit intoxicated already, and he looks around and he goes,
"My man."
He's like, he says, "What happened here? What happened?" And Osef points to the case and says, "Someone has stolen the Rose Argentis." And wow, why am I coughing? And Lardis begins, and his deputies begin investigating the area.
But why was the rug set on fire? Is the rug? I asked Bandy, is the rug known? What is the rug from? Is it an artifact? Is it known to be magical? Like, is it just a rug?
It's just a rug, she says. It's just something we use to decorate this place and make it so that our voices don't completely echo in here all the time.
And you said the candles around this statue were on the.
So you notice there's like a little table there, right? Where she usually meets with you guys. That's usually where her cookies are.
Cookies.
And she usually has some candles and things lit on there that produce some nice smells. You'll notice that there are some hanging chandeliers around. You can see those kind of around the ring. Those are not lit. Okay. But the candles that are usually here are actually on the rug. Can everybody give me a perception check, a blind perception check? Braun says this is where they've always been. However, Calliope and Thundercleese notice that the candles have been cut in two and then melted in the places where they hit the carpet.
Cut in two.
Mm-hmm.
and
That's what I said.
melted.
You heard me.
I mean, fire does have that effect on candles.
It cuts them
Last
in
I
half.
checked.
I mean, yeah, but what possible value would it have to set the? I mean, all you would do is attract attention to your crime. Like, why would you? It looks like, so you're saying the candles look like they were cut into multiple pieces, like maybe it would to expedite burning the rug up.
That is a reach, not necessarily to expedite, but the candles that are normally whole on this table are split in half and on the ground.
That's so weird.
Like longwise or horizontally?
Horizontally.
Okay.
They are not vertically sliced.
And the statue is of
Saren Ray.
it
I mean,
is, wow.
unless you wanted to turn the bottom half into more candle.
You know, take candle.
What is the guard? What is the guard captain? How is the guard captain reacting to this?
So the first thing he does is he sends one of the deputies outside to look around the area to see if there's any looky-loos.
Yeah, I ask him. I say the glass has been. I think it's been shared at the party. The glass has been broken outward. Does he have any? Can he detect any footprints or trails of glass? Like anything's been kicked out the door?
Sure. He leans down and he does his survival check.
I whisper to the party, these guys are not very good.
He does not. He's like, this is a mess. I can't make heads or tails of this.
Really?
Can I take a closer look at the lock to see whether it may have been smashed out, picked out, magic to add?
No, it's up above the door and you're short.
Hey, somebody tall, come give me a hand.
I go over there.
A more different. Listen, between us, we're 6.5 feet tall.
That means you can reach almost 3/4 of the way up the door.
So Brond wants to see like the table that was sliced in half. He wants to walk in a straight line down that to see what all it interconnects with, and just to check it out.
So you're saying you're trying to draw a line?
Yes.
Between what?
Just the table that's sliced in half.
The table is fine. It was the candles that were on it. Were sliced.
The candles. Okay. Okay.
But as you kind of line things up, you figure you could stand somewhere over on the carpet and draw a line in your head between the table and the thing above the door.
Gotcha. Okay.
I wonder if the sword, when it left the case, it did not exit by the door. The door was shut when we got here, right?
No.
It was open. Yeah, that's right. You said that. And then, well, I tell the guard captain, it's probably a Johnny.
He looks at you and goes, a Johnny?
His sword.
Oh, Johnny?
Oh, yeah, Rajani. I don't.
He goes, you think a Rajani did this? And he kind of takes a step back and he barks at one of his deputies to go and bring Valrajani to him.
Oh, I'm going to back up a little bit.
Oh, whoops.
I go out for fresh air.
Okay.
Okay, I'm putting on my hat of disguise.
Okay.
And I'm going to be a Mitflit.
Okay.
And I'm going to return later as a Mitflit and in Fey say, well, visiting the library, and I'm going to go sit over here.
So are you guys going to do anything in the meantime?
I still want somebody to pick me up so I can check out that lock.
Brond will
Who's
Hoist
tall
them
around
up.
here?
Yeah, Brond will give you a hoist up.
Brond and Calliope are the only two tall people. Well, I mean, and the mayor, but the mayor's not going to put you on his shoulders.
Jerk. That's racist.
So Brond like kind of hefts you up, and you look up, and sure enough, the lock on the case is undisturbed.
How about the lock on the door? Like, if the place was locked,
yeah,
and then it is unlocked when we got here, was it kicked in? Was it,
Give me a perception check.
Yeah, perception. What do I perceive? Come here, thingy.
This is me rolling a die. Hold on just 1 second. Okay.
This is me rolling a die.
You believe that the door was beaten. It was kicked in or somehow damaged in.
So somebody mud stomped that thing to snap the deadbolt. Like some jerk busting into my house.
One of the
signs of violence.
One of the things that you notice that's a little strange is that although it does look like it was kind of beaten in, the lock isn't damaged as much as you would think. You're not really sure what that means, but normally when you bust in a door, it like kicks the frame out and all that kind of stuff. This looks like the lock kind of slipped past the frame. Like it still was kicked open. It's obviously damaged or beaten open, but you would expect a little more damage than what you got.
I have no idea what this means.
There's no sign of Johnny, right? Or Rajani.
He's. I mean, I'm letting you guys solve some things before he.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Does anybody else want to do anything until he shows up?
I don't think you realize how dumb of a party we are.
Okay, so Carmen Rajani gets escorted into the building by one of the deputies. Okay, and I'm gonna make some room here by the door. And Lardis immediately turns him and he goes, "Rajani, you bastard! What did you do?" And he points up over the door, and Carmen turns. And I'd like for everybody to give me a sense motive roll. So what you want to do is select your character and then hit basic action macros down on your action bar there, and then click sense motive. Yep.
Is it still blind?
Yes, please.
Dang it. I'd like to see what I roll.
That's not something you get.
Aha, take that.
Ha
ha ha ha ha ha!
With my glorious +9, I will get at least a 10.
Brond, you're looking at him and you see actual surprise. Other people see it a little bit, but Brond, you are like, holy shit, that guy has no idea what's going on.
Yeah, Brond's gonna be like, I think we need to take a step back here and better assess the situation. I don't believe our man here has
I widen my eyes and stand up on the table as Amit fled and go in a just completely arbitrary accent. Rajani? Who would accuse such a man?
Carmen looks at you and does a double take, and then he goes, "Look, I don't know what's going on here. That's my family sword." And he turns to Osif and he goes, "You were supposed to take care of that. You told me you'd take care of it, and here it is gone. What's going on?"
Oh my God, I clasp my hands to my cheeks.
Kevin!
What is going on is it appears the sword is not there.
So Carmen looks around and he goes, "You people have denied me my heritage for decades. And now you're going to come here and suspect that I did something because you couldn't take care of it?"
I mean, it looks like it left on its own, so that's not really on us.
He kind of turns to you. He goes, left on its own, it's a sword. He goes, it's my sword, but it's a sword.
Yeah,
Well,
then
then,
how did it come out instead of somebody else going in?
He looks at you. I'm gonna do kind of a what's the term? What's
something?
the diplomacy thing that you do?
Yeah.
Where you try to make people like you better.
Intimidate?
No. It's oh my god.
Being hopeful,
Make an impression.
but also
Make an
sad.
impression.
Make an
Yes,
impression.
make an
Okay,
impression.
so what you're gonna do? We're just doing a quick make an impression. I'm breaking the rules a little bit. So, on the basic action macros, click the middle tab, which is exploration, and up at the top
Yeah.
you'll see make an impression.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna
Now-
impress this guy.
And target Carmen Rajani before you do it. So mouse over him and hit T.
And T that guy. Here we go. And exploration. Public roll, or you want me to hide this?
Public's fine.
Cool.
Let's go. Do it.
Yeah,
Plus
okay.
11.
Yeah.
Plus
no.
11.
Oh, plus 11. That's right.
Yeah, that's good. He looks at you and he's a little surprised. And he's, because you're so charming for a little lizard thing. And he and so cute and adorable and tiny.
Shiny.
So he kind of looks at you and he goes, I don't know who you are. He goes, but these people, and he points to the 3 towns members that are here, that are prominent town members. He goes, that was my family sword. And just because they had it, they thought they could keep it. He goes, I don't know anybody, any explanations. He turns to Lardis and he pokes him in his chest. And he goes, and you, of all people, should know that I have no desire to make any enemies in this town right now. And he looks at Longsaddle and he goes, is that it? Is there anything more that you need, Lardis?
Wow.
And the captain of the guard kind of looks around and he goes, be near your house. And Carmen leaves.
That was a lot.
Well,
Hey, doesn't that dude have a child? Did I hear that somewhere?
Rajani,
Yes.
the
Yeah.
blacksmith,
He has a daughter named Amicia.
Misia Basin.
I'm not saying that there's a lot of anger, familial anger in there, and he doesn't know nothing, but that doesn't rule out some familial anger.
I nod to everybody and walk out of the library.
Okay.
And I
So the
return
Mitflit, you guys
to-
watch a Mitflit leave?
I wave. And I return as myself moments later. And say, well, did we figure anything out?
That guy is really angry.
Well, it's because his daughter stole the sword. Is that possible? Is this a setup?
Ooh, I like
Is
it.
this a setup, or did this is partially OC?
And
Or it, or what? Because we think the door, like stuff doesn't add up, right? I don't understand why you would set a rug on fire if you were trying to do a subterfuge operation. And
I mean,
and that short kobold thinks that the door is fishy for being kicked in. And
well, and the
these
glass
three-
being busted out, that's kind of a that
busted
definitely
out,
screams.
that's strange.
I mean, that screams "come to me, sword," and the sword did that.
Unless you opened it and then busted it out yourself and then closed it again. Who
And
all-
locked
I
it.
asked-
And locked it.
and locked it. Well, it's not incredibly strange. Who all has access to that lock? I ask Vandy.
Vandy says, I'm the only one who accesses the sword. And I was with you.
Do you do it with a key?
She goes, yes, I have. And she reaches into her pocket and pulls out a big ring of keys. And she goes, she flips over and she goes, this one, this is the key to that.
Do you mind trying it on the lock?
Sure. She goes over and gets a ladder that she usually uses to access things. And she pulls it over.
Ladder. That's smart.
And she gets above the door.
There's a ladder and we never spotted it.
And one of the first things she does is she kind of does a detect magic on the area. And then she reaches over, she unlocks the lock. She makes some kind of symbols with her hands. These are probably like things to get past the defensive wards that she put on it. And then she opens the case, and more glass falls out and hits the ground.
Oh wait, so it does work. Her key works.
Yes.
Okay, so the glass went in both directions then.
No. I'm saying that when she opens the door, some of the broken glass falls from the door she's opening.
Not glass fell out that had already fallen into the case. And is now okay.
And as a matter of fact, she points out, she goes, "There's like a couple of pieces of glass in here, but not much."
Huh. And just for fun, have her ask her to feel in there to make sure the sword is not.
Yeah, no. She kind of laughs and she goes, "That is actually pretty brilliant." And the first thing she does is she tries to put her hand through the glass as if the glass never broke. And it absolutely goes through it. And she goes, "Is my arm going through this?" She looks at you guys, and you're like, "Yes." And then she reaches back and she goes, "I don't feel anything here."
Feel anything anywhere?
Well, I wonder who in town. I can't see an Atari. Well, who in town might have a view of this library? I'm looking for an Atari over. Can we go see an Atari map? Is that like?
Yeah, we can. So are you guys pretty much done here? Is there anything else you want to do here?
I got a question for these guys. That guy, I know I'm the new kid and all, but that guy seems really angry that you don't let him have his sword. Why?
Osif looks over at you, the mayor, and he goes, his ancestor and mine founded this town. He goes, shortly after it was founded, it was abandoned. He goes, and ironically enough, kobolds took over the town and made it a pirating hideout. He goes,
Tuesdays.
A couple of hundred years ago, my ancestor decided to reclaim the area. He says, we recognize the value of the lumber here. And so my family built the giant's wheel. So I'm going to flip back to the Otari map for a second. And this is just me giving lore to the kobold who doesn't know. Okay. If you zoom out a little bit, you'll notice that there's like a flume up in the top right.
Yeah.
So logging companies send their logs down to this giant building here that is a lumber mill. There is a huge water wheel because the water, as it leaves this little lake here, starts to go really fast downhill in this little snaky river area until it reaches the ocean. Okay. Right. But that little river is completely useless for transporting wood because it's snaky and rocky, and if you try to send logs down it, it doesn't work. So he and his family built this lumber mill here that mills the lumber that comes from up in the woods, and then they send it down this other flume to the ocean, where they then load the lumber up onto the ships that come. So he's like, my ancestors reclaimed this town and built the lumber industry here. We had lost track of the Rajanis. My ancestors had the Rose Argentis, And then Carmen's father came back into town and demanded the sword.
Seems legit. I would.
He said, but I did not feel it was my place to relinquish this. He goes, at the time, or not him, but his father. He's like, so we held on to it and we told his family that we would keep it safe. Carmen has had a checkered past, and I always felt it was wiser to keep this relic safe than to turn it over to a drunk and a criminal.
Oof.
He says, he may make good speeches about wanting to be mayor, but his past speaks for itself. And I never felt, I feel like Carmen's ancestors and their legacy are more important to this town than Carmen's satisfaction.
Well, it doesn't make sense to me, but then again, you are very tall.
Is there anything else anyone wants to investigate here at the Dawnflower Library?
I think Braun's good.
Yep, that was it. I was just trying to accuse the victims a little bit.
Okay. You guys wander out, and you guys are fatigued, but it's only about 9 o'clock at night. You could go get a drink. What do you guys want to do?
I want to look at the map of Otari and see if maybe there's this has to have happened pretty recently, right? I mean,
Yes.
the rugs burn. Like in 15, 30 minutes.
Yes.
I mean, there's a
So
whole
we're
bunch
looking
of...
at the map. So yeah, like what about like who are any of these houses? These are all just like single family.
So
Well,
just to give you a sense of scale, this town is about 1,800 people, but a lot of them live like they live in farms and also lumberjack like camps that are farther out of town. So probably there's about 1,000 people who are living in the buildings that you see here.
So how about these little houses out on Undergrave Street and Cow Alley?
So
Can
some
we just
of
go up?
yeah. So some of these houses are are obvious, like like they're none of the properties within the city limits are in terrible shape.
I'm saying, can we ask? I'm thinking if we go interrogate.
Okay.
We'll just go door to door. Let's ask a few people on Dawnflower Street if
Okay.
they saw anybody or anything in the last hour. I mean, it's a big deal. The library just burned down.
So, well, I mean, oh, you're saying it burned down?
Well, I'm saying, well, a fire in the library.
Yeah.
Yes.
So about 1 out of every 3 doors has people in it here. Nobody really noticed anything. They've been in their house, and you'll notice that, since the clouds always move the way they do on this map because of the way I've defined it, most of the smoke went out to sea without anyone noticing.
Is there any boats out there?
There are boats over by the docks. You don't see anything directly out towards the ocean.
Well, I have a small task at the docks, but I'll yield to people who want to go to bars or other places first. I need to go to the docks to see if the fishermen ever catch any small fish.
Ooh, let's see if we can borrow a net and get some fishes.
Yeah.
Like
I
some
wanna- I wanna-
guppies
I-
and maybe
I
a
want to get this
goldfish.
thing. I just want to get it stocked before too long.
Yeah.
Yeah. A fish tank without any fish is not a fish tank.
Okay. So, does anyone have any suspicions or anything they want to do at this point in time? Or is it all, we're going to go to bed and get some goddamn rest?
Yeah, I was gonna say, Braun is just exhausted and like ready to sleep in his own bed back at the lake.
Ooh, God. I mean, that sounds good. I could do that. I'm still suspicious of. Well, I'm suspicious of of everyone now.
I'm gonna want to talk to that daughter tomorrow. But for now, snacks and a
Yeah.
taking
I
a
think
nap
that
sounds like
good.
it's
I
the
think
deal.
that sounds good. Because if nothing else, she may have. Rajani's too bitter. The daughter may have some insight as to who else has a motive to do that. So I'm good with that. I will probably not go to the bar, though. I will probably go back up to the ruins of the Thirsty Alpaca
Mm-hmm.
and kind of loiter around the street in that area, just wandering up and down this road on the river.
Okay. So
And
you're going to
occasionally
wander
kind of
around the
peering
30.
through the
So
woods.
in the week that you guys have been gone, a lot of the debris has been cleared away. They've been, if you remember, they have been working on removing the debris. Alamora Inkelholtz has appears to have gotten the funding she needed to start working on turning the ruins of the Thirsty Alpaca into a school.
Oh, so it's not cool anymore. It's like a construction site now.
I mean, yes, you actually went and talked to the people there
Yeah,
last week.
No, but like the vibe is now it clearly looks cleared away. Like has the I asked briefly if any of the ghosts or strange apparitions have
There's no
appeared again.
people there right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
It's not a night. Everybody.
yeah.
This isn't I-575. They aren't doing nighttime work.
Yeah. Okay. Then I'll just stay out for a few hours wandering the street near the alpaca just to be fidgety and then
Okay.
probably go. Are we taking is that what you want to do, Braun? Is take a wagon back to our homestead?
How far back? It's actually several hours away.
It's about an hour and a half by wagon.
Well, that's not bad.
Yeah, that's the. If we end up leaving town soon, Braun definitely would like to, but I think it's too late.
I mean,
Let's
getting
do
some
that.
food, getting some food might be smart because you guys haven't eaten good food in a long time.
Definitely some good food and well, hell, just grabbing something and heading out.
Where are you gonna go? The main two inns are you're gonna go to the Crook's Nook, okay?
Yep.
We're gonna stay here in town. We're not going home.
No. We're just grabbing some food on our way to the our wagons.
All right.
Okay. Hold on.
I'll join in for food before I try to, invite myself to crash base.
I'm gonna go ahead and set this up. Give me half a second.
What are you doing, my weird little familiars? What are you doing? You guys are so weird. Break to pet the kitties. Huh.
Okay, so you guys, I'm gonna activate this. Wait, let me make sure it says it's nighttime. Hold on. There. And I'm gonna activate the Crook's Nook. One of the interesting things about this place is that this inn is actually, and this tavern is actually built on a bridge crossing the river. And it's run by Yinyaz Mera, who is the leader of the local thieves guild that is not very secret and it's not very thievy. It's a very tame thieves guild that is actually extremely well known, especially since the place that it meets is called the Crook's Nook.
Yeah, that is not sneaky.
No, it's not. Okay. So you're at the Crook's Nook. Oh, I should put some music on. Hold on.
Time for some dinner.
Yeah. Go get you some food, kids.
I sidle up and order some bangers and mash because that sounds great.
Okay.
It's a window.
Yes, that is a window. You need to open the door. There you go.
I can't. I crawl through the window. No.
So when you come
And-
in, you notice that there are a bunch of, relatively, innocuous people hanging out, normal people. There is a vibe, though. You guys are used to this place being a little more upbeat, and the general vibe is not upbeat. Yinya's Mara is behind the bar. She's talking to this half-orc that is sitting there.
Yo, good looking. What's cooking?
Yinya's Mara goes, You're new? Do we even let kobolds in town now?
Man, that's racist.
She looks at you and she goes, You're in Galarian, aren't you? And the answer is yes. You're in.
Yes.
Oh. You're in the world,
I am?
aren't you?
Oh yeah.
Kobolds are not very well accepted. As a matter of fact, I'm going to say you learned this as you were riding back in the thing. They found a kobold tribe that was underneath the ground. And that kobold tribe, they let some of them go away with a clutch of eggs. And they later found those kobolds in some tunnels. And those kobolds were kind of afraid to make themselves known to the town.
Well, no wonder. You guys are all racist.
So Yinya's Mara orders you guys some stew, and you guys sit down and have dinner.
Snacks.
Much obliged.
Bangers and mash.
Most of the people in town here are just like they're like beet farmers and stuff.
There's a lot of lumberjacks, some merchants.
So lumberjacks eat their lunch.
I'm gonna sit down. What's this? Is this a goblin?
Yeah, there's a goblin sitting here.
I choose to sit at that table.
Okay.
And some are lumberjacks, and that's okay.
How tall is the goblin?
So the goblin kind of looks at you and grins and says, What are you doing here?
Putting out fires in the library.
He goes, Fires in the library? He goes, And you what?
I say, yes, somebody stole that sword.
He goes, Sword? I don't know what sword you're talking about. He goes, But fires? There's been fires everywhere lately.
So I turn to his buddy.
Yeah.
Say, well, there was a fire in the library. Huh?
So
What? Huh? What? Huh?
So this guy, by the way, this particular model that I have here was seduced by Tony, and his name was Bromir. Anyway, so this guy goes, wait, sword at the library? What are you talking about? He goes, and he's kind of not very articulate. He doesn't really necessarily look like the kind of guy who would, like hang out in a library.
I smile and I say, I love working class towns, and I go sit at the bar with my friends.
Okay, I don't blame you. Yeah.
I was hoping that maybe I would trigger some kind of, I knew that would happen. But,
Yeah. Want some rye?
Hey, is that a guard next to me?
So I just use some of the guard tokens that I made for Absalom.
Okay. But they're like patrons.
Yes.
Okay, I lean over, go, hey, there's a guy who look like you in another table.
He goes.
He got the same hat and everything.
He looks at you, and he goes, "That guy's dating my ex-wife. Get the fuck away from me."
Okay, but how does she tell?
So, you get some food.
Yeah.
You guys relax. You're having a good time.
I eat and I'm just ready to be out of here.
Okay.
I say let's get going. There's nobody here knows anything.
Okay. So as you're eating, all of a sudden the door burst open and a very familiar face walks in the door. And he goes, "Hello, good friends. Have I got adventures for you?"
Oh God. It's this guy, right?
Yes, it is Monsieur Franz Frangelico, the monster hunter.
Okay, we can work with that.
But he
I
tastes
don't
like
know.
hazelnut.
He kind of looks over at Calliope and he does some kind of finger guns at you, like,
I roll my eyes. I'm like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. This is day not over.
"Look, you just got out of prison and a guy's flirting with you."
No. There were all kinds of nasty guys in prison. I'm good.
Yeah, the guy's
Hey,
in your
yeah,
cell
you
with
would've-
you.
Yeah, I was gonna say you were in a cell with them.
So you walk up to Franz.
I do.
Franz.
And I look him in his belt and say, have we got a mystery for you?
He cackles and he kind of looks down at you and he goes, "Monsters are my game. What are you saying here, son?"
What bigger monster than someone who would steal a prized heirloom and light a probably okay rug on fire?
He goes, fire and a rug? He goes, I don't know that one.
Right, like fire to a rug. That literally happened.
Give me
At the library.
give me a blind perception check.
Okay.
All these blind things, man.
Well, when you're like attempting to glean insight, I don't want you to know how well you rolled.
Okay.
He is pretty nonplussed by your story of the fire.
Nonplussed, you say?
Nonplussed.
I say, all right, what are you here for? What brings you back?
He goes,
After your
"Drinks
last
and
exploit."
stories." He goes, "Me and my horse have been roaming the countryside, fighting creatures and bringing
Wait, you've got
stories
horse?
back to town."
Wait, yeah, we're all looking around like, wait.
Hey,
that
they're
Yeah,
again.
horse?
no, he's got a horse. Yeah, it's.
You rode it all the way here? That's
It's
impressive.
outside, but it's a horse.
I stand on my tippy toes, and it's an outside horse.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I stand on my tiptoes and say, there is no greater fame than the mystery we have just stumbled upon. The potential is amazing. You imagine your notoriety.
Do
can't solve it.
a make an impression.
Yeah.
He's encountered you before. You remember that, right?
I remember it went very
yeah.
well.
Very
Yeah.
well. Yes.
I recall nothing but positive things about my interactions with people.
He kind of tassels your hair and he goes, "You always bring me the biggest smiles." He goes, "Yinyas Mara, can I have a drink?" And he kind of steps away from you and walks towards the bar.
Okay, Giuseppe, we got to kill this guy.
Like just on principle, or you know? Listen, I'm
So-
not saying no, but
So I'm just gonna show you this picture. I think it will explain everything, Thandor.
oh yeah, no, that guy clearly has too many limbs, and we should work on that.
And the fact that his sword matches his mustache.
I mean, that's actually kind of badass. I would do that. If kobolds could grow facial hair.
Yeah, I'd stay at the table with Calliope and just drink. I don't know that we're getting anywhere with this town. I need to have time to think on it.
Yeah. So he gets a drink and he knocks it on the table and he starts telling a story about hellhounds at a farm and how he defeated them and made the whole area safer.
Why would you defeat the farm?
He goes, and he looks over, he goes, the hellhounds. He goes, I'm a monster hunter. It's what I do. And he pulls out his sword and he goes, hellhounds, fear me.
Is the sword the hellhound? Are you talking to the sword?
He kind of looks over. I'm going to see if he's annoyed. I want to see if he's annoyed by you.
I don't know what's going on here. I'm just trying to eat my poop.
He looks at you and he goes, then eat your soup, little man. And he continues his story.
That's what I'm trying to do. It's
No. Sorry, keep going. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, it's all right.
With that, like, Brond has heard enough.
Yeah?
And he stands up and he's like, look, you can come in here, buddy, and you can tell your bullshit stories. Like, everybody in here knows who and what you are. But if you talk to one of my friends like that again, I will drag you out of here and handle you in the alley.
Giggity?
Oh.
He looks at you and he goes, I've been handled by better people. And he kind of grins and goes, and by better men.
Just like that horse he rode in on.
And the farm he destroyed.
He
And
did
the
defeat a
sword.
farm.
And the sword he stole.
Yeah, did you, man, no, I can't lean into that. I'll go back to prison.
I do want to point out that you did just get out of prison and starting a fight in town.
Yes, I know. That's why, I'm...
Yeah.
Well, that's first off, we did not just get out of prison. I think the word you're looking for was exonerated.
I mean, I didn't just get out of prison.
That's
I
right.
think the term you're looking for was made excuses for.
Brond is going to grind his teeth, settle his tab, and leave.
Okay, are you guys leaving with him?
I'm done with this little nandy pandy jackass dude.
If you guys got a spare bed I can crash in tonight, otherwise I'm gonna have to get a room here.
Absolutely. What do you know about you have great magic, right?
I need to make a statement. I guess I haven't really explained that Kupiri opted not to come with you when you came back to Otari.
Oh, that's right. Where is Kupiri?
Kupiri the frog was in jail with you. And when you guys were released, he said, I have another path I need to follow. He said, I've been pointed towards the Starstone, and I have a quest there. And I don't know if you remember what the Starstone is, but it's basically this meteor hit the world like 6,000 years ago and destroyed everything. And the god of humanity raised it from the ocean, put it on this island, and if you do its quests, you become a deity. And three mortals have actually become deities from doing the Starstone quest. And Kupiri says that's where I have to go.
Well, that sounds like fun.
So he parted ways with you before you guys left Absalom. So Kupiri's room back at the fish camp, it's free.
Avails.
Oh, well, isn't that perfect timing?
Place. Tell me your magic. What do you do?
I make the kaboom boom.
Do you drink?
I mean, I certainly hope so.
I'd like to have a private conversation while we're in the bar with our new kobold friend, with Thundercleese.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, not private, out of character. Private. I mean,
Yeah.
No. I hold my Reveler's mug up and I fill it with beer and I hand it to Thundercleese and say, "Spill that for me."
So the gnome hands you a mug and says, "Spill this for me."
And
I
grin.
tip it over
I
and
grin.
spill a little bit because it seems like a rude thing to do to our friendly tavern keeper.
Well, that's just it. You try to knock it over and it doesn't spill.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Can,
So
can you drink it?
I don't know. I've never tried. I've always done stupid bullshit with it.
Oh, well then let's give it a go, and I'll just take a big old quaff off of it.
So you reach over and you grab the Reveler's mug and you take a sip, and absolutely you can drink from it. But but when you do, you notice there's some kind of nasty taste in there, as if something a little foul was in the ale.
Oh God, you might be dying.
I might be dying a little bit.
This is a different direction than I thought this would take. We got this from a guy. It's probably fine. Think of it as a prank.
It's probably fine.
Do you want this?
No, it tastes like that horse that guy that I rode in on.
Oh, I have nothing. Do you want my aquarium? I want a task from you when we get to the when we get to our property.
I want you to find a fish for the aquarium.
Yeah, well, there's a little. It's kind of a fish. We have somewhat of a pest. That maybe if an accident could happen, I would give you a gift.
To the pest, or
Yes. There's a very off-putting presence. I think you'll know it.
Is it the guy with the mustache? Because I'm feeling that already.
No, it's like a dragon thing with wings.
Oh. Okay.
All I'm saying is, if you can get that to leave, you don't even have to hurt it. I'll give you my aquarium.
I mean, do you want it to be less annoying, or do you want it gone? Because
I kind of just want it gone. I'm not sure I can take it.
We'll see what we see when we get there.
Hopefully it hasn't bred or something. We've been gone a while.
Well, we'll get there and we'll see what we can see. Let's go with that.
All right. I'm done.
Okay. What are you guys up to? Are you done and heading to your base?
Yes.
Okay. As you're starting to step out the door, you notice Carmen Rajani moving. Hold on, let me. Can you guys see out the door?
I can see out the door,
Yeah.
but not.
You see Carmen Rajani like walking very slowly and kind of looking around to see who's watching him as he crosses the bridge.
Very sneaky.
Sneaking out cheap.
Brond sighs heavily and looks at the party like, are we gonna now follow this asshole? Like, and like
like the DM keeps giving his plot and fuck that guy. I just want to go to sleep. I don't want any more plot.
you gave us fatigue. Like Brond just wants to curl up but fine, and he's going to slink out the door as a super sleuth.
Okay.
So I
Detective.
pull Scoot out of wherever he's been while prison was going on.
Oh, he's been right there with you.
Oh, I know. Believe me.
And he
But-
he whispered to you at night in the prison. He said, "I know you're going gray, but I am going yellow."
What does that mean?
That means.
Is that a
Does he
bit?
have to
Is he doing
pee?
a bit? Does he actually say that? Is that
Yeah. When you were in
What is-
prison, that's what he told you. He goes, "You're going gray, I'm going yellow."
What does yellow mean?
You don't
Slow
know.
down. approach with caution.
Okay, I'll file that away for a second. So I
Yeah.
throw
About
Scoot
to
to
be
the
read?
ground, and I ask Scoot to follow Rajani and report back to me. I have no
What
idea
is
how.
Scoot's speed? That's a very good question.
Well, he should have a full character sheet. Then.
I know.
He should be just a
His-
tiny. Yeah, hopefully he'll.
How is his land speed 25? Really?
Well,
Hold on.
He's a quick little dude.
Is he a giant centipede?
no, familiars are always tiny. I think. Well, I guess he's not familiar, but he is a minion of mine.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna give him full speed. Yeah, he can follow Carmen Drani if you want.
He's also skulking. I guess you skulk at like 15 or something.
Yeah,
I don't
true.
know, but, yeah.
Okay, so
I
we're
have
gonna-
to- I don't-
We're gonna play this fast and loose because I don't want to bore you guys. Okay, you guys end up following Carmen, and he goes to the Dawnflower Library, and he kind of like makes sure that nobody's around, and then he keeps walking past it.
Maybe he's a lost.
Yeah. Okay. I'll keep Scoot ahead of us. I want Scoot to be almost under his feet, and we're hanging back. I assume some amount.
Okay,
I'm envisioning.
are
just
you
like
able
this-
to communicate with him mentally about like what he's seeing?
I am able to communicate. I don't know if that's true. Hold on. I'm just making that up. Hold. It's been.
I don't know.
Definitely seeing.
I
Like,
don't think. I
multiple
don't know. I think I
bugs.
would have had to. I can see. I have it him with speech right now. Give me a Scoot token.
Okay, hold on just one second. Scoot token.
No, I can't telepathically.
He's over by. Can you see him over there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I have him independent in speech and spell delivery, so no, I can't do anything to communicate with him other than I've told him to go stay with Rajani, and I can talk to him when he gets back.
Okay.
Hang on a second. Let me see if I know how to read.
I never learned to read.
Hey, you guys. Big Show 040 says, "Nice streaming, guy. I actually love this game, and I really wish we could play together. And add me on Discord. You think I should?"
I can't see what could possibly go wrong with that.
I'm right there with you.
All right. I mean, I can probably keep up with him pretty good on my own too. Get all sneaky like.
Yeah,
I
well, you can
mean-
skulk around in front. I'm hanging back at probably at least 40 or 50 feet.
Okay. What are you guys gonna do? How are you gonna focus on this? How are you gonna trail him? How close are you gonna trail him? How are you gonna do this?
I've just told Scoot to make good calls about being under him. Scoot looks like just a very weird otherworldly centipede.
Yeah.
So take that for what it's worth. I think I don't really know what Scoot looks like half the time. It seems to change to me.
Do we make sneak rolls?
I'm staying back. I'm gonna say 50 feet.
I
and
mean,
try
yeah,
and
that's
stay in
what
the
you guys
shadows.
in general would do is try to sneak if you're gonna follow him and try not to get caught.
That seems reasonable.
Now, one thing we can do is there is something called follow the expert. If somebody is an expert in sneak, they can lead everyone and roll. I'm going to have them roll the die in general for the party.
Hey,
I believe that's me.
before we do this, hey, Calliope, would you mind going gathering up the horses and wagons for us while we check this out?
She's like, make a sandwich.
I'm
No,
just
she
looking
stabs
at
you. I'm
that.
just gonna watch and laugh.
Horses
Well-
and wagons?
Well, just so that we can get out of here. Once I'm just sick of this, and I figure, the sooner the
Ron,
better.
I
Like, you know what? You're right. You stay here, Calliope. You put your feet up, rest, relax. You guys handle old Sneaky McPete, and I'll go
That's
get
what
the
I
horse.
thought.
Ah,
Yes.
look at him volunteering. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so
Yeah, I
Bron's
will-
going to go eat horses. Calliope, are you going to join the sneaky people or are you going to hang out and just enjoy your meal?
I am sitting here and enjoying
Okay.
my meal and shooting daggers at little Mister. Think I'm better than everybody else pants.
He's so going home with him.
Yeah.
Oh, I am not.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Giuseppe, are you joining the sneaky crew or not?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So,
I am maximum sneaky.
so who
What's your
is
sneaky?
who is our expert sneaker here?
That'd be me.
What's your stealth?
Indeed.
I got a +12 on sneak, and I'm an expert.
But two, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're 2 more than me.
Okay. So what I want you to do at this point in time, and we're not going to worry about like doing blind. Just go ahead and give me a sneak roll. If you want to, you can get it under basic action macros.
Yep, I got it.
You guys are really stealthy. You guys are pretty impressed with little Thundercleese here. He is directing you very well on how to stay quiet. And as you follow Carmen Rajani as he gets to the Dawnflower Library, you notice he doesn't even peek in the door. He just keeps walking past the door down the little causeway that's there.
I believe we should probably keep on following that guy.
Okay, I want you to give me another sneak roll.
Yeah.
You got a question mark.
You do quite well on the sneak. I also want you to give me a perception check. And all three of you can do this.
Blind or
I'm fine with, we're just seeing how this goes. I'm not worried about hiding anything from you. I'm not going to change how things go.
Ooh, nice.
Nice.
So you guys are quite capable of seeing where he's going. And he goes down the causeway, and then he starts getting on the rocks and climbing through the rocks along the cliffs below. And I'm gonna activate Otari just so you can see what I'm talking about. But down here to the southwest of the Dawnflower Library, he continues along the beach and then goes up onto the rocks and continues going.
I mean, in for a penny, in for a pound, in for finding out what this guy's up to.
Yeah, for sure. We're still tag where is he climbing up to the graveyard?
No. He's going south along the beach. Even after the beach goes away, he's walking along the rocks of the cliffs down there. Remember, this is the cliff that supposedly Jal Mesmin was thrown off of.
It's also that would be a long way down the beach, but it would head to the sea cave eventually, right?
Sea cave, which one?
The exits from the Gauntlight.
So there's two things to consider here. First is that there is the swamp, which is the fog fen, but the ocean coastline does continue to go around.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so I say we keep following.
Okay, so I want you to give me another stealth check.
Right? Ooh!
At a certain point in time, you guys make a significant amount of noise as you're following Carmen Rajani.
Hero point.
Yeah, I
You
got
wanna do
my
that?
own 0 points. Yeah,
You're the only one in the party with a hero point.
I am.
I showed you how to re-roll those, right? You click on the little border at the top of that box, right click, and say re-roll with a hero point.
Let's see here. Over there.
So the box.
Reroll using a hero
There
point.
you go.
There we go.
Excellent.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, you are confident you're continuing to sneak. And I'm going to say this. We're going to go ahead and wind this down because we only got 30 more minutes. So we're going to go ahead and handle this. Give me a second.
I ate a lot of rice today.
You guys follow Carmen for quite a ways. And then you eventually kind of feel like he's slowing down.
Battery's dying.
And when you come around the corner, you're surprised to see that there is a smoldering fire, one that has been put out, but the coals are still active. Outside the entrance to a cave. Now, you guys have been going around the ocean and like walking along the rocks that are there on that rocky shore. And eventually you've kind of come back up to a cave entrance. And you guys watched Carmen Rajani walk into the cave entrance.
That he's raising our kobold family.
I hope so. I like them eggs.
I mean, I am friends with kobolds. This is. Do you guys want me to follow him?
I think that you want to. How do you? I mean, if your kobolds living in, I mean, don't take this the wrong way.
You're about to say something racist, aren't you?
Incredible.
Like, how would I mean? You're obviously dressed in it. I mean, what would be less jarring? How are you supposed to appear as a? I don't know what kobolds who live in caves look like.
He's trying to get your pants off.
Well, okay. Let me rephrase the statement in the form of an answer. I'm going to go full invisible. I have the capability to go full invisible and not need to appear as anything.
Oh, okay, that's good. Because in dealing with other, I'm just saying, as a taller person, dealing with other races, I have found that being naked has always helped. So,
you know, you're not entirely wrong, but also extremely wrong.
Okay.
All right.
So that's cool. Go ahead. You
All right,
invisible?
I'm
Is that
yeah.
a racial thing?
No.
Your bloodline?
No,
or-
that is I'm an amazing mage of immense
Gotcha.
power, and I can be
Yes.
invisible because I feel like it.
Good.
So I would like to make myself invisible.
Okay, I'm going to give you the invisibility trait. There you go.
I am invisible, and I would like to sneakily follow this guy to
Okay.
continue to not make noises and stupid things.
Okay, are you guys following the kobold?
Negative.
What
I'm
kobold?
saying yeah.
Okay, I'm just checking.
What kobold?
Okay, so you cast invisible, and you're watching Carmen Drajani walk into this cave.
I send Scoot behind, about
Okay.
30 or 40 feet behind,
Yeah. So
and tell him to come back if there's trouble.
I'm going to go ahead and bring you guys over here, and I'm going to bring everybody's tokens over here so they can kind of see what's happening. Because I don't want them to be alone and just have a dark screen. Okay, but the only people that are here are the kobold, Carmen, and Amicia.
So I'm still eating food somewhere
Yes.
else, and I'm just.
You're
here.
relaxing, but I'm putting you here so that you can enjoy the visuals associated with this interaction.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so Carmen like stomps in and goes, "Girl, what have you done?" And she turns to him. She turns to him and she says, "I took what was ours," or "I got what was ours."
Reclaimed.
Carmen looks at her and goes, "What you? I'm running for mayor. What do you think this is going to do?" And she says, "I couldn't. The heroes were gone. Someone has to defend this town. I had to go and take our sword and try. the story, she looks at him, she goes, the stories you've told me of what you've done, like I have to try. And he looks at her and he goes, girl, I'm a drunk. The things that happened to me were by chance and stupidity and foolishness. And why would you step into this role? And she looks at him and she says, I can't let our town die. And he looks at you, he looks at her and kind of rubs his head. And he says, the town's not gonna die. We've got allies for this. I don't know what you're talking about. And she says, I think it's bigger than what you think, Father. I think more is going on. And I can't see not taking steps to try to make this better for all of our neighbors. He goes, look, I'm trying to make things better. I'm trying to be mayor. I'm trying to do what we need to do. But he goes, you set the library on fire. And she kind of is taken aback and she goes, fire? Oh no. Oh no. So it's obviously apparent that she did not know she set the library on fire.
Oh, damn.
Does anyone want to do anything at this point in time?
I mean, do we? And he's the only one in there, right?
You can hear
Nobody can
voices.
hear.
Why don't you give me perception checks to see how much of that you heard? They don't need to be blind. You heard it. Sandor, you heard it. Giuseppe, you heard it. So he looks at her and he says, look, we've got to fix this. We can't keep the sword. And she reaches over to her side where she's holding the sword in a scabbard. And she goes, I am not letting go of this sword without a good reason. And returning it to those people that are running the town is not a good reason. And he kind of sighs and he goes, you're right. You're right. I don't know what I'm thinking. He goes, have you got any ideas? What are we going to do? If you stole this sword, you're going to have to pay the price. He goes, it doesn't matter that it belongs to us. They own it. Does anyone do anything at this point in time?
I'm not personally going in at this point.
Mm.
So Giuseppe is charging in.
I'm meandering and I'm shuffling up.
Okay, well, Carmen backs away from you. He goes, what are you doing here?
Oh, I just was wondering, since we needed the item to save the world, that she went ahead and kept it safe for us. Like we told her to do, just in case we could not come back.
She kind of steps forward and she goes, wait, save the world? What?
Yeah, there's going to be a bunch of people going to be like unalived if we don't get these three things together. And the
Four
fact that
things.
you want four things. It's not like a Harry Potter thing. It's like a. It's like, it's a good thing you did that because there were probably someone come and try to steal it. And with that, if you help us, that could really. I look over to her father. I'm like, really improve the chances in some kind of election, something like that.
So Carmen turns to you, and then he turns to his daughter, and he kind of turns to you, and he goes, so you need the sword to do good things.
Well, we need your permission, and since your daughter did this kind of just to keep it safe, to use it with your permission to save the world.
He kind of looks. He looks over at Amicia, and he kind of winks at her, and she looks back at you, I want you to make an impression on Amicia.
Well, while he's talking, I'm going to sneak around behind Anicia, not like real close, but...
Kill her.
Yeah. So one of the things you notice over here are there's some barrels that have been smashed, but they're very ancient, as if something very, very long ago was stored here. However, she has this box over here has some rations and some, you know, like it's as if some supplies were brought. She planned on like
she planned on hiding out here for a minute.
Yeah.
Cool.
Give me this perception check. Only the kobold.
Oh, okay.
I perceive grit. Whoa, that's a failure? Wow.
Yeah. It's all right. Now, Giuseppe, I'm going to say when you're perceiving this place, you notice that this appears to be some kind of a reception area, as if things were brought here for a reason. These aren't casual goods stored around here. There was a process. There was order. Anyway, let's get back to the conversation here. So Carmen kind of looks at his daughter and says, he goes, you can't suffer from my hubris. Yes, our sword belongs in our family, but I need you to live, and I need you to be free. And she turns to him and she goes, I'm going to be free. I'm going to help defend this town. She points over to Giuseppe and she says, they've been fighting to defend our town. What, shouldn't I help? And she looks at Giuseppe and goes, shouldn't I help?
Yeah, sure.
She turns back to her dad, and her dad is kind of wringing his wrists like he doesn't know what he needs to do. And he goes,
I look at him, I go, now, do you think somebody could have stopped you when you were her age and wanted to do something you got set in your mind?
He turns back to you, and he goes, no, but I'm an idiot, and she's not. And she turns to her dad, and she goes, idiot? He goes, girl, do you know the things that I did, the stuff that I went through? He goes, I had you and I lost you. He goes, and it took me making a lot of good decisions to make up for the bad decisions I made to come back and make sure that you were safe. He turns to Giuseppe and he says, please talk some sense into her. The things you've seen in that hole, she doesn't need to be down there. She doesn't need to be doing that.
Let me put it this way, okay? Out of all the decisions you will make through a whole life, you raised a daughter who's willing to risk everything to save everybody in the town, even the people she don't even know. I think that's a good dad. You know, and I don't know if you like change a diaper or like a little poo, but
he looks at you and he goes, there are so many things in the world I could be called, but a good dad is not one of them. And then Amicia goes, what are you talking about? And he goes, look, I put you to work. You work in my freaking forge and you make excuses for me. He goes, I don't know. And then he turns to Giuseppe and he says, please make her put down the sword. Make her stop trying to be you.
a dwarf?
he goes, no, a hero. She doesn't need to be a hero. She needs to live a life. He looks at you and he goes, if you live to the end of the year, I'll be surprised. Do you want her to live?
Why don't? How old is she, by the way?
She's 14.
Now you ask.
Which is like pretty mature for.
Well, I mean, reasonably mature. She could get married. She could join guilds, but we're not pretending this is a world where, you know, it's not a Game of Thrones world. Okay.
She's not Mozart 13.
Yeah.
It's not a bleed it breeds world. Okay.
What if she helps us in a way that doesn't put her in a danger, but she'd be an active participant in the help in the town?
He looks at you and he says, she's not setting foot in that hellhole. And Amicia goes, if it's what needs to be done, it needs to be done. And he goes, no, I'm your father and I'm putting my foot down. And she goes, and I'm picking my sword up. And she points the sword of her family at her father. And she says, I will do the things that I need to do to protect the people that I care about. And if you have to sit down, you will sit down. And he takes a step back and he looks at you and he said, Giuseppe, and he says, I can't influence this decision. It's all you.
Oh, to me?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you guys just watching?
Yeah.
I am literally.
I'm listening outside, and I'm feeling like I'm overhearing a family argument.
I am literally awaiting the right time to pop out of nowhere and drop in my 2 cents.
Surprise, Kobold.
Supplies!
I don't.
Surprise! I could have blasted your head off your neck.
Yeah.
I miss a little bit of that. Can we not? Is she not willing just to give us the sword and carry on without her as an NPC? Or is she
She's not
insisting
willing to put the sword down without good reason. And she's not willing to accept that she shouldn't step into danger to defend the city.
Well, she's 14, so that checks out.
Yeah, it does. I mean,
But
when
no,
there's
I'm not. I'm
video
staying out. I'm staying. Personally.
Well,
I'm
you're
still
not
outside
there.
the gate listening.
Oh, no, you are.
I
You're
am
yeah,
there.
you're listening outside the door. Yep.
It's like, are you a religious girl?
He looks at you, she looks at you and goes, I have beliefs.
Do you
I have
a-
concepts of a religion.
Do you pray to a certain god or anything like that?
She goes, she goes, the gods don't speak to me. I recognize that they do to others. I have to make the choices that I make.
Would you feel better if you had a blessing from a god and a little bit of guidance?
She says, if you have something to offer, I'll listen. She goes, but she
So
says,
the choice is gonna be yours. The choice. I'm just offering you little.
she goes, I won't let you deny me my choice.
No, I don't want to do that. That's what the gods, they influence, they guide, but it's ultimately your choice.
Okay. She nods and she goes, what are you saying?
Okay, can you sit like a I don't know what they with it. Can you sit goblin style? There's no Indian.
She does a crisscross applesauce.
Yeah, okay. Okay, you put the sword across your knees like that.
Okay. And she
I sit
does.
across her. I said, now give me your hands.
She does.
Okay, and now we're going to pray to my god to see if he can get a hold of somebody, some god that doesn't like you. And we're gonna see if we can find some guidance. And I
Okay.
mean, we might get like an angel and an accident. Sometimes the communication gets across. You might get like a demon on hold, but it goes through no matter what.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Hold on. It's not been a day since I've used my hat of disguise, correct?
Correct. No, you haven't. Yeah, you used it when you turned into a Mitflit. Yeah.
All right, carry on. I just rolled my
Yeah.
eyes loudly instead.
So
Okay.
I start. Okay. I start praying to Trud and see if I can get any kind of
Okay.
phone call through.
So
I'm gonna-
she's holding your hands and you're praying to Trud, and Xandor, you notice that Scoot starts crawling up Giuseppe's back and crawling onto his head.
Okay. I have a vantage point, I guess, of that. I'm kind of in the doorway. Okay.
And
I'm gonna-
as Giuseppe is sitting there praying to Trud, Scoot crawls up, and Giuseppe doesn't even flinch. It's obvious he's not aware that the centipede is crawling up the back of his neck.
Good.
The centipede climbs up and stands up, kind of like it does when it tells you about your dreams when you're laying in bed.
Okay.
And then it looks. Meanwhile, Carmen Rajani is like rubbing his eyes and not looking at what's going on. Amicia Rajani looks up at the centipede and she kind of freezes. And she stands there. I mean, she
I'm gonna-
sits there and she's looking up at Scoot. And Scoot is kind of doing this kind of wavy thing.
Is he doing the worm?
Yes, kind of.
Okay.
Hmm.
And while this is happening, I'm grinning like freakishly wide,
Right.
wide, and starting to step forward.
Okay.
I'm gonna sneak over next to dude and whisper in the faintest little koboldy whisper for him to go sit next to her.
Okay. So you're walking over to. Okay. I want you to do a sneak roll because even though you're invisible, he does have a inaccurate sense, which is hearing. Okay, you are very successful at sneaking over to him, and you whisper that, and he kind of pulls his hands away from his eyes, and he looks over at Xandor, and he goes, and he looks at him, and then he kind of looks to his left and his right as if he can't connect that, and then he walks over, and he sits next to Amicia.
Okay.
Yeah.
I keep
Fixing
approaching.
fixing
watching
family
Scoot,
issues.
Watching Scoot. I'm not sure what's happening, but I know that this is it. We're being led.
Okay.
So I just keep grinning and approaching slowly in the light.
So Scoot kind of does this wavy thing, and Amicia is staring, and like Carmen is looking at her and trying to look up at what she's looking at, and it doesn't seem like he can see the centipede. And he kind of looks down at Giuseppe, and he's a little confused, and he gets real like cynical looking. And then suddenly Amicia she picks up the sword and she moves it over to Giuseppe's knees. And she says, "Take this." She says, "This is what you need." She goes, "I'd like to go with you with what you're doing, but then I'll leave." And she kind of looks up at Scoot and she goes, "I had no idea." And Carmen is kind of looking back and forth, and he's like, "No way." And she takes her hand and puts it over his mouth. And then she looks at him and she says, "This is what we're doing, and I won't take any arguments from you."
I hold my hand out and call Scoot back.
Okay.
Whisper.
Yeah.
And as Scoot reaches my hand, I let him like loop around my wrist, and I step the rest of the way into the light, and I say, "So saith the Lord."
And she looks at you confused, and she goes, "There are things you need to do. Take me with you." And she turns to her father and she goes, "Take us with you. And when you go and do what you need to do with this sword, let us be there, because our family is important and you're important, and we need to make this happen." Okay, so it is 7 till. We're going to call it the night. You guys have acquired the Rose Argentis. Do you guys have any stars and wishes? And for Thandor, stars are things that other people did in the game that made the game enjoyable for you. And wishes are things that you would like to have happen in the game that you feel would make your experience better. So we'll start with Xandor.
I'm glad to have that Thandor playing. That's a lot of fun. But I get endless enjoyment out of Exasperated done with the world Brond.
Look, he just needs to sleep in his own bed for a little bit, and for this damn town to have his back at least once.
Preach.
And Giuseppe's always a treat too, but for some reason right now, like Braun just being constantly exasperated. He's the most heroic appearing and usually active person in the party.
And do you have
we just ground the spirit out of him.
Do you have any wishes at this point in time?
No, I'm anxious to get back into the fray, but this has been a good.
So you guys have a direct line to go back into the Abomination Vaults and get back onto the track of things. Calliope, do you have any stars or wishes?
I'm gonna give a star to Giuseppe because he really did have me howling a few times. Thank you for that. And then my wishes are next time I would like to kill something. That would be great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, that'd be great. Giuseppe, stars and wishes.
Good role playing all over, so that was fun. No battling. Maybe a small battle next time.
Yeah.
Just, I do love the role playing aspect, and everybody played their characters to a T, which was awesome.
Yeah, I agree.
So Braun's going to give a star to Giuseppe as well for getting us the sword.
Yeah.
And he's looking forward to the one day finally growing in enough power to own this town, and bringing them up. I'm kidding. I had a good time. I love the role playing as much as the fighting. So yeah, but I am looking forward to getting back in the dungeon, and I'm glad that we were all back to playing again. Thank you, as always, Wes, for running a great game. Yep. Welcome aboard, Thandor, and thanks everybody else. I had a wonderful time.
Yep. Well, let's get Thundercleese, stars and wishes.
Oh man, Giuseppe is already my favorite. Especially defeating a farm. That was just, I about fell out in my damn chair.
Anything you want?
We work on the background music a little bit. It is actually overwhelming through my headphones.
So you can, if you go to the little musical notes up in the top right, you can turn it down.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
You do, but yes, agreed. You have to do that.
Yes, you definitely have to do that. Yeah.
Then I
had his band of minstrels playing in his.
Yeah. So
wish answered.
Here's what I want to say. I kind of knew that this probably would be a role play heavy thing, but I also figured that you guys would be in the need of it after to repair kind of your broken sort of sense of spirit.
Sadness.
And I got to give a star to Giuseppe for just freaking stepping up and saying, "Girl, I got you." I felt like that was a really strong position, and I appreciated it, and I responded in a role-playing way for it. My wish is that once we get into the combat, you guys remember all the stuff that's going on here and keep that in perspective. Otherwise, let's go on. I want to thank everybody for stepping up. I know it's been almost a couple of months since we've done this, and yeah, this has been great, and I look forward to next time.
Hell
Thanks,
yeah.
everyone.
Okay,
We're talking about next Thursday, I think you said?
next Thursday is going to be AGF, so that's going to be out. We're
Oh.
looking at the Thursday after that.
That's the one.
Tomorrow is AGF, right?
Yeah,
by
tomorrow-
next Thursday,
Oh,
you-
you're right. So no, next
Yeah.
Thursday. Yes, next Thursday.
Stop
Yeah.
switching weeks.
Yep. Okay, we'll do this.
It is. Tomorrow is next Thursday, I guess.
Yes,
But-
it's true. Okay,
The next
everybody
Thursday
have a good
coming up.
night. Say goodbye to the
Good night.
stream.